Hey guys, it's Steve Zalunardo and Hussein Kabani from the East Meets West podcast.
What's up, guys?
What's going on? So you tell me, what's happening, buddy? How's your week?
Yeah, the week has been
rocking?
good. Yeah, so like I guess this would be our first podcast in February.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure,
so first,
for sure.
yeah. So like overall, the month of January for me was really good.
Yeah.
It kind of started off a little bit slower or whatnot, but then we ended up doing like 4 units. 2 of them were resales, and 2 of them were new construction.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we sold 2 condo townhouses in Pickering that were pre-construction that are ready in next 16 months.
Yeah.
Both first-time buyers. Both I had to kind of coach into the situation, basically saying, hey, like, you got to do this, you got to start up, and, this is the way you have to do it and whatever. So it was like a little bit of mentoring and whatever else like that at the same time. So I think at least one of the couples got very inspired to like do better things and budget properly and everything else like that. So I was very happy about that. So it wasn't like a typical resale, you know what I mean? So it was good to like kind of give them a plan, not just a property.
Of course.
Yeah, so overall that was good, and the week's been good, and like I told you, I got like a bunch of appointments already booked up.
You were saying this Friday. You got 3 appointments?
Yeah, I got three listing appointments. And yeah, so everything is going well. This week's off to a great start. Starting in February, we had a buyer sale. One of our buyers purchased a property in Whitby. It was $499. We ended up buying it for $525. There was like
Bidding
4
more.
offers. Yeah, there was 4 offers on this property.
Yeah, lack of inventory.
Exactly. Yeah. The week and the month actually of January went really well.
That's awesome, buddy.
How about you?
Okay. Yeah, we had a few sales in Jan, a little slower. Ton of leads, ton of things coming down the pipe, like really good clients. I won't have a problem with that. It's just, I know what I feel like. It's like a volcano with the crust on top, with all the lava underneath, and it's waiting for this explosion. So I had a few good calls with clients that they want to list, they want to buy. So it's going into there, but. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just almost like, becoming antsy too, right? I went door knocking the other day. I'm like, now we got to start, creating sales, right? Yeah, for sure. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's okay.
But even for us, and just to like kind of touch on it very quickly, but I don't know. I find what it usually ends up happening is that everything bunches up.
Yeah.
And then there's like a period of like, what the heck is happening here? And then it bunches up again. So
it's
like
overwhelming.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of what it is. So we gotta.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? And ultimately, usually January start like this. I do always 2-3 sales, and then it just keeps gradually going up until the peak in like May, June. Then there's a little. It's the same thing every year. Just gotta chill.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be complacent either, right? Because then it's
you want to still do activity. You know what I mean?
Problem is too, I'm concentrating a little bit on video and stuff and these things, so like podcasts and other stuff. It takes time, right? And I think I gotta just and it's okay. Like I'm already structured with when to do them. It's fine. It's not really affecting my business or my clients, like not jeopardizing their sale or anything like that. But I mean, ultimately, it's I gotta put a little bit more instead of like, let's say doing a video. Let me just go door knocking, right?
Yeah.
Produce a few sales. So that's just gonna change a few things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we're adapting to the market as it goes,
for sure. But these are important too, right? This is it's given a lot of our expression onto the market and how we do things. So I think it's super important too.
Well, I was just telling you too.
It's like an interview.
but I was telling you too is like I'm getting different type of, not getting calls necessarily, but when I'm talking to different people, they happen to mention it. They're just like, hey, I'm listening to your podcast, or you guys, I see you guys doing this, or whatever else like that. So. You can even feel that it is benefiting other people at the same time, and it's making an impression out there, not just on clients, but other fellow realtors as well.
100%. Yeah, I'm getting. I told you those solid positive messages from some realtors, right?
Yeah.
The materials, it's blunt, it's straightforward, and there's no BS behind it. I think that's what our approach was coming into this, right?
Yeah. Like no scripted,
no script,
just
go with
we even tried to get the hour or the time.
Yeah. About that.
You're gonna get this gangster one. I don't know.
I ordered it from Amazon. I gotta check in with that. So going back to that,
probably with one of your wife's boxes of shopping.
Probably give it away as a gift, or my kids are playing with it. Yeah, but so look at this, 30 subscribers on our podcast, which is pretty cool. And our video we did in Blue Mountain, we had 75 views.
That's awesome.
I told my wife, I was watching, I was like, look, 75 views. She's like, is that good? She's like, it's freaking fantastic. We're getting like 4 or 5 views at 75. Yeah. She has a friend that does podcasts. He's got like 10 or 20,000 views, right? But I mean, it's different. I'm happy with 75
Hey man,
views.
at the end of the
Those
year,
colored chairs, man.
But I think at the end of the year, man, if we hit like, I don't know, 100, I'm good with that.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's a good foundation.
Oh, it's good too. It's a good wrap between us.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end, ultimately, we're just brainstorming too out loud and then we're recording it, so that's awesome.
Well, what you said before too is we do this anyways.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're doing this anyways. Yeah, cool.
Cool, buddy. What was our topic today? We were talking about.
So we're going to try to talk about pricing a bit, because I think it's really important, because you've been mentioning quite frequently in your videos where the inventory levels are.
Yeah.
So we are still you even pointed out that we actually had a decrease in the amount of inventory.
Yeah. It went up today, but I mean, it was just crazy.
But overall, that's causing this stir about pricing, right? So like the property I was saying that we did a deal on Sunday, actually. So at the very beginning of February, this property came out in Whitby. It was listed at $499. It was priced a little bit under the money, but like not too far. Like if I took the last two sales and I did a plus and minus calculation, like on average that property was worth $503. But I told my client, like before we went to even see the property, there was one registered offer on it, and she's like, is it even worth it? And I said, like, look, it's worth it if you're willing to go between 505 and 525 and consider dropping your conditions. Then it's worth it. And she's like, okay, let's go take a look. And you know what, man? That's exactly where we ended up. We ended up at the high end of my scale at 525 and no conditions, but limited inventory. And the other thing also is that the price points that this inventory is playing in, like
it's a lot of buyers.
Yeah, like I mean, we have another listing right now that's like just under the $1.2 million mark, and quite honestly, there's not much traffic going. Whereas a day before that, we put up another semi-detached in Ajax for $565, and 23 showings and 2 offers. Like it's crazy.
I don't know. I look at the market, right, and people are so confused. Look how easy it is to predict things. Like we predicted all this, right?
Of course.
Lack of inventory is going to bring more buyers. You're going to have more opportunity to sell your properties at a higher price for a seller, right? But we can't get greedy either.
No.
And there's realistic listing prices we got to follow.
Yes.
And there's a strategic plan we have to implement, right? So 2017 never existed. I did a year over year, 2017 over 2018. There was so 2017. Imagine we went up 30 points and we came down 30 points, right?
Yeah.
And then 2018 was sort of this lateral market in a sense. So between 2017 and 2018, there was only 4% actual growth.
Yeah.
Went down 4 points.
Okay.
But that's what brought us 4 points down, right? So, but that market had this huge spike. So we always say, look at 2016 and forget about 17 because it's a blank year, and 18 will give us our go off of 16, add some appreciation.
Yeah.
That's going to give us our 18 prices. And I feel even now this year here, like we're getting into pricing clients' houses, and they just feel there's more money there, and this is what it is, right? We don't make up the statistics. It's MLS. These are public information. So we got to look at the houses that just sold literally in the last 90 days. Let's call it, even if you want to go 6 months, but 90 days is probably best, right? Because the market's
of course it's still fluctuating.
Quickly. Yeah. But I mean, ultimately, look at it. Like if it's the same product, same house, or even maybe it could be even better, and it's sold for X amount of dollars, we got to follow that.
Yeah.
And that's our curve where we need to be underneath, or if you want to push it because there's no inventory like now, why not? Let's push it. Let's put 5% on top of the market value and give it a go, right?
And try it.
Yeah.
But like, look, man, like I as you're saying it, like I had the exact example what happened. So I had a listing out in Pickering, and basically the last house, exact same house, and this is a cookie cutter subdivision.
Yeah.
Exactly the same house, slightly better condition than the one I listed. Basically sold for $840,000. I listed this house at $839,900, and I basically said, like, look, depending on how this goes, we have a chance of going up 5 or 10K or coming down 5 or 10K. But I feel like we're going to be right in that number where we listed. It's a fair price for the condition of this property. You know what? We ended up over the first 10 days, we ended up getting 4 offers. One of the agents really wanted to buy this property for himself, for his clients. Okay, and he worked hard on the deal. I feel bad for this guy to a certain point, right? When we got this offer, like my clients actually signed back at $840,000. Like, so we're listed at $839,900, but my client signed back at $840,000. This time, this client's, the buyers, they never took the offer. They counter offered again. And then at that point, my client just dropped it. We were getting other offers. But then this agent came back and he said, okay, $840,000, your closing date, firm deal. My clients didn't take it. They countered back at $850,000. And then, got greedy, and then made me change the price to $875,000. And I said, guys, you know what, Steve? They call me every other day now. And I told him, like, look, I said, like, I'm telling you honestly, like, This commission,
had to sit back.
Yeah, but I told him honestly, like, this commission is not going to make or break me. Like,
Wow.
But I said, this is the best thing to do for your family.
Why would they do that? That's crazy.
It's greed. It's greed. It's outside influences. You're talking to too many other people.
Yeah.
You're talking to too many other people.
Yeah.
Oh no, this house was 900 and you can get $1 million for this or whatever else. You're looking at outside influences and you're making your decisions based on that and greed, thinking that there's more in the pot. You know, that was a big mistake. That was a huge mistake.
They're not going to see that money.
Yeah.
How much more inventory popped up? Anything else came in?
Yeah, like there was a house that was better than that across the street.
Came on after?
Yeah, came out across the street for the same price we were listed at before, $839,900, sold for $842,000. It had a finished basement with an apartment on it.
And yours didn't?
And no, it didn't. Mine was unfinished. And then the other one over there, there was another one that came up for $850,000, which is a much nicer house on a private crescent.
People get so greedy for, like, I understand it's a lot of money. $30,000 is a lot of money, and they're, you know.
Sure.
But it's not real.
It didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
Yeah, it didn't
It's
exist.
fictional.
Yeah, it's in your mind, but it was never there.
You know, and that brings a valid point. So I got a good client of mine, and we're just conversing last night, and this is like outside influences, right? And I think we need to understand how to read statistics and what the newspaper's posting out, because I always say we're the canaries in the mine shaft.
Yeah,
we see everything first, and then the news and media reports about 6 weeks later. But we're on.
But they're wrong too. A lot of the time they're wrong.
They
Like the
write
information,
something,
the information that they're putting out there is not correct.
And
either.
it's always late.
Yeah.
By the time it's out, it's already expired, right? It's almost like a newspaper ad. You put a listing in a newspaper in a hot market. By the time that newspaper got printed, the property was sold.
But look at them looking at TREB statistics and pulling TREB statistics at the end of the month. And I'm like, dude, we're looking at this on a daily, if not daily, at least a weekly basis. Like, I know exactly what's going on right now.
This morning, 12,038 units.
See?
You know, it's just like
what are you going to find that out?
Yeah, no, it's just like day to day.
March 5th?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to find out? In like 2 weeks from now? 3 weeks from now? Like, come on, dude.
6 weeks of what we're feeling.
Yeah.
So I got a text message last night, a good client of mine and a good friend too. He sent me, because we got to list this house, and it's in an estate neighborhood.
Nice.
Probably 125 to 135 in today's value.
Sure.
In the height of the market was 150, right?
Cool.
But so we got to sell the house, and ultimately he's always he's thinking there's more money in there. So I got a text message last night just regarding some information, and it says like the real estate market's going to be going up 4% this year, and this and that.
Lower
and
interest rates and this and that.
The office is going to change all this stuff. I said okay, but then I just kind of circled it. I go, just watch what. Number one, we're in a different market, so let's read what they're saying. Number one, they're talking about Toronto.
Yeah.
I've been preaching the last 16 months or whatever it's been on it's all recorded now, so. 4.6 didn't take a beating. It's been going well nonstop.
Yep.
905, 705, we've taken a beating
Sure.
here. We've taken a backlash. And then if you kind of I was reading the thing and I kind of circled it like this. I go, read that, right? It says in Toronto greater area, which they're not even talking about this section. It's just Toronto 416. The increase to 827, close to peak is 20. So 820,000 in 2017 and up an average of 787 in 2017 or 18. Sorry. But look at that price range, right? Even if it's up 4%, we're at the $1.3 million mark. Look where the buyers are, that 820 range.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, and then there was another one. I was kind of looking at it, and I said, look what they said here. Semi-detached and townhouses properties also saw increases, while the price of detached homes fell by almost 3% in January.
It's a mix. So, it's a category that you're in.
But you have to read this. You can't just like the newspapers. We're going up the 4 or 5% next year. But they're really specifically talking about Toronto, and they're talking about houses in that 800,000 range, and they're towns and semis.
Exactly.
So it's like totally, and we got to be careful with this. Even with pricing, right? Like, I don't want that to come to me and influence me to jack up these prices higher or influence me on what I do as my craft, right?
It's like selective listening or selective reading. 100%. Prices are going up. Okay, then you interpret that to say across the board. Yeah. That's not how it works.
Look
town
into
semis under this price
at
point.
800K.
Yeah,
in Toronto.
In Toronto.
It's so specific. Like, we just got to be careful because ultimately we don't want to harm our clients. Like, you know how it is. When we list property, and I've done them in the past, right? And we listen to clients, we got influenced because they had some special hardwood from Brazil or whatever. So we, but in the past, and then we listed there because we were, sometimes I get sold by it. It's like, wow, it's amazing, and let's do it. And then it sits there. And, we could have listed that thing, let's say a market value where I was originally went in with the price, and sold it close to what we were asking.
Yeah.
Instead, we went at this astronomical amount, and then it was like we got killed at the end.
Yeah.
We lost money because inventory starts piling up, and then everything becomes offset, right?
Yeah.
It's like you said now, like your guy, he had a 840
Offer firm
with no finished basement and whatnot. Now a guy across the street, finished basement.
What are we gonna get now?
842. Now you're down to 830, 820.
Yeah. What are we gonna get now?
Yeah. No, that's scary shit.
Yeah. So like of course pricing, and you know what? But that also leads me to a different thing almost. And I've said it before to my clients, and I've said it out to other people as well. The thing is that I think when you hire a realtor, you're hiring somebody. Yeah. You should be hiring someone that you're trusting, that knows. So like, at a certain point, you got to take their advice too, right? Like you got to understand that, you got to trust the person enough to say, hey, they're genuine and they're looking out for my best interest. And we have so many documents, and I understand that clients just sign them off, but really the document says that we're going to put their interest before our 100%. Own interest first. And if we're following our code, that's what we should be doing.
Fiduciary duties.
And just like this guy's example, not to keep beating on him, but the thing is that like, literally told him, like, it doesn't affect me in any manner, but this is the best thing that you could do for yourself and your family. Yeah. And it doesn't make sense. So then the thing is that, like, look, why hire me then? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be a little bit more expensive than the average agent in the area anyways. Yeah. So why are you hiring me? Then just go with somebody else. That's my feeling. That's what I get sometimes out of it, is like, I'm charging a little bit more of a premium than the next guy. Yeah. So just go with him. If you're not going to listen to what I say, where was the value add in it? You thought you're going to hire me because there was this value add. Do you know what I mean? Like I have an upper edge on it, and I'm giving that to you.
We gave it to you.
And I'm giving it to you.
It's there.
Yeah. And then you just discount the whole thing. So what was the point? What was the point of paying me more?
People have different things in their minds, right? It's just incredible.
Yeah. Right? I don't know. It bothers me. You know what I mean? It's just like, to me, no,
that's crazy. He's going to get jacked. I'd like to report like on this podcast in the future when it sells. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like 820 now, I would imagine. If one with the finished basement.
Who knows, man? Like we might be able to get him back up to his number, but it's going to be very hard. Like at this point right now, it's stagnant. At this point, the listing is stagnant. We're gonna have to do something. He has to be motivated enough to let me do something to it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, price adjustment.
Yeah, price adjustment. Refresh it. Like it's not staged. It doesn't show well the property overall.
That sounds like a good deal. Like I don't know
too much
about the property.
Deal. It was an amazing deal. Yeah, even the buyer agent said like actual messages. Wow, your client's gonna regret this. And
absolutely.
I didn't reply back, but in my mind, I'm like,
yeah, it's gonna hurt. Even today, I read we get those emails regarding real estate updates and stuff like that. So we're talking about. So it says multifamily building permits hits a record high in December.
Yeah.
Again, let's not be confused by this. These homes were sold like 6 months, a year ago, probably 17, maybe mid 18 or early 18. Yeah. And now they've reached a phase where they have to pull building permits to start building these houses.
Yeah.
But these have already been sold.
Yeah.
So, this is record high. We can't be confused by this. You got to look at the dangers with that, because a lot of those properties won't be able to close with the buyers that have already purchased them.
Yeah.
So that's a ton of inventory that can affect our market. Okay, and going back to that Toronto reporting with I don't know if it was the Globe and Mail or the Toronto Star, but so Toronto doesn't have new inventory besides condos.
Yeah.
Detached semis, towns.
It is what it is.
They're all houses that have been there for 80 to 100 years.
Yeah.
And, either they're refabbed or redone or just sold as is, right? So in our area here, in the suburban areas of like Nobleton, King, whatever it is here in Vaughan, we have so much land, so much build, right? So much new builds, and this is a prime example. So you read this, it's like, wow, people are actually building, they're putting things out, and it's not the truth, right? So multi-building permits hits a record high in December, but they're pulling those permits now because they've sold these things out a year ago, right? We've got to be careful.
It's very misleading,
and that's a ton of inventory that can affect resale properties because. Yeah. Look at this. Even in New Kleinburg, we have I have a client who wants to sell one of her small detaches. Fair enough. You're not strapped for cash, but the guy that bought it, that's got to get rid of it. That has a B lender mortgage at 5-6%. Let's call it. He's got to get rid of this thing. So he paid $1,050,000. He's going to load this thing at $920,000.
Yeah.
So
he needs to get out.
Yeah, and there's more of those guys coming out. Right. So.
Well, even like in Pickering, right? Like at the height of the market, these builders in the New Seton area were selling these houses for like $1.3 million. And honestly,
Pickering,
yeah, but there's no way. Like,
how big were the houses?
They're about 3,000, 3,200 square feet homes. Okay, new build, like nice, yeah. But the thing is that you'll never support it. Like, go back and do the appraisal on this property right now. It's never going to support it. you know,
Million?
on a good day, million one, like on a very, very good day. But $1,000,001 is a lot in Pickering still. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like $1,000,001 is a lot, and there's very selective amount of people that can actually buy $1,000,001 or would consider buying. I mean, overall, Durham has a really high property tax. I think it's the highest throughout the GTA.
Really?
Yeah, Durham is like the highest, and I'm pretty sure. And the thing is that the luxury market, in my opinion, grew in Pickering because it's close to Markham, and a lot of people wanted to be in Markham, but they can't afford that luxury when the prices were sky high.
Yeah.
But Markham took what, like 50% hit? Like not 50, but like they took a significant amount of hit on their property. So the same type of luxury property you're looking at in Pickering, now in Markham trades at like 1.3, 1.4, and you know what I mean? Like you would have bought that in Pickering around that number because you couldn't get in because those were like 1.7, 1.8 properties. Now the thing is that inventory is opened up at that price point. So the luxury market in Pickering looks a little bit less attractive now. So there's been a massive shift, and these homes that people thought they were going to buy, because the buyers were coming from Markham, they were coming from Scarborough into Pickering. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just doesn't support it anymore.
No.
Yeah, because the inventory opened up somewhere else. Yeah.
There you go. Look at my neighborhood, my exact area, King Cross Estates there. So when we bought our house. Okay, so when we were originally looking in the area, we went to go look at this house, open house. It was ravine, walkout basement, 4,200 square feet, elevator.
Wow.
Out of my price range, but we were dreaming. So I think they listed it at 1,799. I told my wife, let's, this is like early 17. I go, we can get it for like 1.6. We we're qualified mortgage wise, everything's done. We can do it, right? So anyway, they weren't gonna. They weren't gonna go with my 1.6 is not even. They paid. They sold it for like 1,850 or 1.9 at the end.
Wow.
I was that type of buyer, right? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat them down 200K in a pretty decent market. Fast forward to like 2 weeks ago or a month ago, a house similar, 4,200 square feet, 3-car garage. That was a 3-car garage.
Elevator?
I don't know if it had an elevator, but it was 4,200 square feet, ravine walkout.
Wow.
Guess what it sold for? I told my wife, I literally texted and sent it to my wife right away. Like, look at this.
1.6?
1,330. I don't know what happened there. I hope there was like a bag of cash to follow. Like
that's like 500K gone.
Yeah.
It just
I'm getting like goosebumps thinking about it. I don't understand how that thing sold so bloody low. Like that property should never have gone. That 3-car garage on I believe it was a 60-footer. On a ravine, like I have to go like more detail with the property because I saw
crazy.
I got a listing coming up in the area right now. I'm looking at comps.
Yeah, and
that thing is like I don't know what. I hope there was like a bag of cash instead. There was and there was 200,000 like given some way or another. Like I don't know. Because that's like killer, man.
No,
it's like 500K. Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Like you know what? This reminded me of something else. Like so I met with a guy in Pickering. He's been kind of like a one-off builder and works in partnership and whatever else. He bought this lot such a long time ago. Like he's a smart guy, like very, very smart guy, strategic. Bought this lot a long time ago. It was a really crappy old bungalow for like 300K. Rented it out. Eventually knocked it down, built it. I actually walk around the area, so I've seen this house being built.
Yeah.
And basically, like the location, it's a nice neighborhood, but where that house is placed is really crappy. So basically, like I'm talking to him and I'm like telling him like, it's like a 1.3, maybe a 1.35 house, like somewhere in that ballpark or whatever else like that. And then, he goes back through the cost of actually building the house. And the guy has a legit point, right? The land is X, like it costs to build is this. I can't feasibly sell it for this. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is that it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Now there's another listing that another agent that's picked up that listing at a price that he's more comfortable, the seller is more comfortable at. So I'm just going to watch it and see what exactly happens with it.
What they listed at?
It's like 1.45 million. So the thing is that just up the road from there in a better location, there's a brand new build, and this is a brand new build too, but there's a brand new build for 1.395. So it's just like I would all day long go with that other house than this one. The one that this guy listed for like 1.45, actually there's going to be 9 houses that are going to be built right in this guy's backyard. And there's a train not even 150 meters away from this guy's house. And while I was there for an hour, we saw the freight train. Forget about GO train. We saw the freight train go by like 3 times. Like, dude, you're asking $1.45 million and there's a damn train that's 3 times an hour.
Listen to that.
No, that guy's an older man, but he goes to CrossFit, and I'm pretty sure he can kick.
Oh yeah,
ass.
fair enough. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, so I don't want to
do that.
mess with him. But like,
talking. Yeah, you know, you win.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you do
Whatever
what you gotta do.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But you know what I asked, and he agreed with me on pricing. But he's like, yeah, but I agree with you, but I want this.
Yeah.
So I asked him like, okay, what are you gonna do then? He's like, I'm gonna list it with whatever height. Okay, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but it's for his. You know, what happened to him was probably he paid for the lot, you know, and like you were saying, the build costs, everything. So it doesn't make sense to sell at 135.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No meat on the bone at that point, right?
There's nothing.
450, he's still got, you know, maybe he's making a couple $100,000 or whatever.
You know what? Honestly, he's probably making $100,000 at that point.
At 450?
Yeah, man, probably 100. Yeah, because look, it's a big house. It costs him X amount to make it. Like I think that he said he needed to put in his pocket, like after whatever commissions happen and whatever else like that, like 137.
Wow.
I wrote down the number on my listing.
I think so. At the end, I think this is it's good. It's good. It's positive and negative naturally because people are getting hurt and not getting hurt bad just yet. Like that guy can unload and just get his money back. But I mean, I think it's a good cleanse for the market because in the last 10 years, everyone became a builder, and the quality was a lot of some people did a really good job. This is what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Some people were just in it for the cash, right? And the jobs are terrible, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
some of them were really bad, and like look at the other one I had earlier last year. Like the house was built so nicely.
Yeah.
Really nice house, but a really shitty street. Like such a nice house. So I really like the house, but
who bought it? He had a realtor that.
Well. Like,
or he did it private, the deal?
Yeah, I think he did it privately, but one of his friends is a builder, a good builder, a really good builder, and I guess he helped him along the way. But like, I think ultimately this guy just decided to go with this location. I'm sure his friend advised him not to.
Yeah.
But this guy ended up going with this location, overbuilt the house for what it is. It is. He had it listed with somebody else previously. Then I listed it for 30 days and I dropped the listing. It hurt so much, but I dropped the listing in 30 days. And then he had it listed for like, I think another 75 or 80 days after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then terminated the listing. Yeah. And now I don't see any sign on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I told the guy like day one, I said, dude, just move into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move in.
Yeah, enjoy
Save all your taxes, this and that. You know, 2 years, 3 years later, when the market kind of picks up, this other idiot's building another house over there, a monster. So like, sell it then.
Yeah, what do you say?
He doesn't want to listen to me.
Yeah. No, it's tough, man.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. And I'm like, dude, like, don't hire me then.
It's a serious topic. Eh? Like, pricing is so serious.
Yeah, right? And especially right now. Like, you know, the inventory level and the mixed news that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and people are not able to decipher it. It went up.
I'm glad.
Come on,
I'm glad because it's positive and buyers read into that.
Yes.
So they feel like there's that frenzy coming up.
Sure.
That's where you're seeing bidding wars, pricing, inventory, whatever, all that stuff. So that's good positive. But again, the seller's got to be smart with that too. Don't read too much into that. Let's capitalize on that.
Understand what it means.
Decipher that into real language.
Yeah.
And then make a plan and execute it.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm sure you and I both agree. Inventory is going to go back up. I think that we probably have another 4 weeks or so to capitalize on what this is right now. And I think if sellers are smart and if they do this properly for the next 4 weeks, I feel like they'll probably get a little bit more money. And if they don't get a little bit more money than in the spring market, they're going to have a lot less headache right now selling this property.
100%, yeah.
A lot faster, more qualified buyers on the market right now. They're going to be able to get it done quicker.
Yeah, but even like, okay, so this is. So 19's, I think it should be a nice stable market.
Yeah.
But this is every year is like this. You know what I mean? Like.
No, you're right.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, even, it is what it is, right? But people want to see green grass and flowers. I get it. The house shows better. But if you're on the market with 20,000 other units or 22,000 other units. And
they all look like that. I would put it right now. You said price and patience.
Yeah.
Price
and urgency.
Yeah, price and urgency. Like you gotta read this thing right, dude.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta read this thing right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna be dead.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I have a condo in Maple now. We got like 40 odd showings in like 3 weeks. Okay.
That's awesome.
It's just the maintenance is killing the property.
What happened about that? Did you try to do that marketing?
No, I didn't. We just adjusted the price $10,000.
Okay.
Literally yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Because all the buyers are coming in, seeing the product, and just walking away from it. So we lower the price. Hopefully it brings in like the next level of buyers that comes in. That's
at that price point.
Right? Yeah. So everyone looks at it's a great deal, like price wise, but then the maintenance fees are high. But ultimately, if you're an elder couple or maybe even a divorced couple or something like that, you can place 2 bedroom. It's a good spot. Yeah. Good location too.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, another thing, Montreal. Remember in 2017? We'll
Yep.
talk about this quickly. 2017, I was when the market, went to sleep here. Let's call it in Toronto. I was in contact with an agent in Montreal. So in 2017, I went down in August, put a few offers on a few properties, and I didn't follow through because I ended up buying. I don't think I bought that. I put money in Miami in 17 in a REIT, and then in 18 I bought a property here in Toronto, another investment to do to assemble my property. But take a look at this. So these are the areas I was exactly looking at. Like look at like the increases in value. Look at the sales. So even PC they call it Pontclair, like 150%.
What?
Like, but not in value, just in list to sell ratios, right? So I had all these properties. I was buying I was putting offers on side splits. So there's no new housing, very limited housing in Montreal because we went through all the areas, we looked at houses, and so they're old side splits. Yeah. But I was buying them. I was putting offers in at 330 to 350, but nice 50-foot lots and the whole thing. You do a simple renovation there, 40K. Like it doesn't have to be high end, just a nice clean renovation. Parquet is still like acceptable there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like beige hardwood is like.
Come on.
Two different worlds.
Come on.
Two different worlds.
Damn.
But look at these these things. Everything's got on the market. They're selling. Look at the average sales price now, because that's an average house.
475.
Yeah, it's like 100 G's. Wow. So my intention was to get a crew down there and keep rolling it up, right? Just every 3 months.
Yeah.
Just
Flip
renovate,
one, flip,
keep it going, and keep a crew down there and have some sort of residual income while this market was starting to wake back up. I didn't do it, but it was a good pick. I was right on track. Like I smelt it like a hound. I wish I continued on, and literally just I was a typical buyer. They're asking 370. I was giving them 330.
Yeah.
But for them, that's like what's that? What does that work out to? 9% below this.
So
it's like
it's huge.
I should have just went up, paid them like 350, 360, and then ultimately just secured it and then got the rental going and everything. That would have been good. That would have been a good business. But it was working.
But you see, the thing is that because you have this mindset and you're kind of involved around this business, like you're able to come up with these ideas. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But this is one of. Do you know what I mean? Like how many other ideas come up like this?
I know,
right?
I wish I would. But look at the areas. These are the areas I focused on because I had access to the Montreal board. It's not like us who need a code.
Yeah.
You sign in, you stay in.
Really?
Yeah, you don't need like a
authenticator or anything.
Like a code, right?
Yeah.
So I spent like a whole month studying this thing. I got like a book like this of all, and these are the areas that I picked because you can kind of see what was happening, and those are good areas.
Oh jeez.
Like fucking PC.
Wow.
DLD. Like this is anyway. All good.
Well.
On to the next.
Yeah, that's it. There's always opportunity, man, and you just got to investigate it like this and find it, right?
But it made sense too. The only thing that I stopped is because we're doing all the stress tests here, and it was national. It was like all through Canada, right? There's a Canadian new law coming in, so I go, if Toronto's going to hit with this stress test, Montreal's going to get
sure
hit
they
with
will.
It.
Yeah.
Yes, the prices are lower there. Okay, fair enough, but if you can't afford, that's the price range there, the affordability, it's the same thing as here. Yeah. Not the case. A lot of immigrants there. If you go, walk around downtown Montreal, you see like the immigrants lining up into the, signing up to get into the country and whatnot, right? Or
it's a different feel. It's definitely a different feel down there.
Well, you got to watch with a lot of stuff because so I forgot what it was called, but anyways, they used some sort of stone from the St. Lawrence River. Yeah. And they were using it for like a slab on grade construction, like your basement's concrete slab, they'd put this rock underneath, right? Or in the garage. But not the foundation, thankfully. Some of them did. But what happened is that the rocks had salt or something in there and they would just explode. Wow. So your floors would just push up.
No way.
So there was like a big thing you got to watch when you buy a house there. That really? And the furnaces are like... So imagine our HVAC systems don't work there at a certain... Because it's so bloody cold there, and the humidity. Yeah. So they have to switch to a heat pump.
No way.
So their AC actually... It works as AC and also a heat pump
really?
for the winter.
Wow.
So you have HVAC to a certain point. It's
completely different.
And it gets shut down and then you got to go into a heat pump.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like this is...
Different system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even that far away. No. Like what, 4 hours drive? 4 or 5 hours drive?
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what was, you said you were talking about a question that came in?
Yeah, and I don't know how much, I want to validate what I know about it right now. Like I think we'll get some advice on it. But yeah, so I have an awesome client of mine, like a real hustler. I think she's like 23, 24 years old. And last year, she was a referral that came in, and she like really wanted to buy a condo and invest and start and get started. Yeah, yeah. So we went went through the process with her, and she eventually bought a condo. But I think after being introduced to us and kind of following along of what we're doing, I think she's like she sees the light. You know what I mean? And saying like, okay, I actually want to be involved with this, and I want to accumulate rental properties, investment properties.
Yeah.
So the question that came in is that, look, I'm going to do this, but what is the best way for me to go forward? Should I buy all of this in my personal name, or should I set up a corporation and purchase them in the corporation's name?
Yeah.
So that's essentially the question that came in.
I did both, right? The benefit of buying personal naturally is the interest rates. You're getting a better rate from the banks. All of my properties were bought in a personal name. Now I just kind of moved them over to corp. One, I bought in a corporation, and two, now I took them out of personal and moved them into a corporation. But the mortgage is secure already.
Yeah.
So I'm paying a bank mortgage rates, let's call it, in terms, and it's whipped into a corporation. Like we changed title on it.
So what was the purpose of doing something like that?
Liability, number one, for sure. Like naturally, it's arm's length, right? So liability. Number two, saleability, because this is like a project of the 12 townhouse project, so that's number two. And also tax reasons going forward, because if I sell, so the project now is I'm trying to sell it for $2 million, but best offer takes it right up, whatever it is, right? But so it's listed for $2 million, but if I build it, the sellout, let's say at today's price, is like $6 to $6.5 million.
Nice.
Okay, fair enough. So let's say there's about $2.5 million in meat there. If those are my personal name, those two properties.
Yeah, it's huge.
You do 53% on $2.5 million.
Yeah. You're done. It's not even worth it.
Yeah,
it's not even worth it at that point.
You're better off just making duplexes and just keeping it right. So that's the reason. So it's going in two ways. If I sell it for $2 million, naturally I don't want to pay 53% on $2 million. I'd rather pay the corporate rates on that, right? Because it's not my money. It's literally the business's money. I'm not going to use it to.
You're gonna use that money to further grow the business.
Further grow this. My wife agreed to me though. Sell the land. Do one flip and I get an $80,000 allowance to buy a Porsche.
That's awesome.
Thanks, son. That's like
awesome.
2 to 3 years down the road, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, I was only looking for 40K, but 80, we could work on something
really
newer,
nice.
right?
Yeah. No, so I guess the point, your point also is, and I agree with you, is it depends on what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
What's your end goal with this whole thing, right?
I think to whip them in court, if they can. The thing is, when you whip from a person to corporation, then you're paying land transfer tax.
Yes.
So then you got to get a fair market value. You got to get either appraisal or a realtor. I was waiting for an appraisal. A good friend of mine never gave me. Still waiting, to tell you the truth. But anyway, so that you get a fair market assessment value on the property, and then ultimately you got to pay land transfer tax on that. Now, when you sell the properties, and if they call, the government calls bullshit and say, well, let's look back to that CMA at that time. Does that even make sense?
Yeah.
And if you underpriced it, you're gonna
for sure they're gonna come back after you.
So I did it really fair. One property I lost money because I bought in the height of market. I think it's like 70 grand down.
Yeah.
But that's okay because that was to tie the three together. I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Small loss for a bigger gain.
So, like, I mean, and I'm going to check with my accountant too. I'm going to try to see if we can get Lim Lum. Lim Lum. We're going to try to see if we can get Lim Lum on this thing next week.
Bruce Lee of accounting.
I love that guy, man. He's awesome. But yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can get him on with us next week, just to kind of maybe touch on this, and maybe if we have any other tax questions, if anyone else does too, to send them into us. But, ultimately, my advice at this point right now would be is that don't let this decision stall you out in moving forward.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you have this appetite to do this thing, like if you're going to buy an additional one property or two properties, just go ahead and freaking buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it becomes a lot more serious when you're talking about at least 5 to 10, whatever.
Absolutely.
Like that's when it becomes really serious. And at that point, hopefully I think this girl is going to get to that point.
Sure.
But at that point, you can maybe even keep the two that you bought in your personal name and then continue moving forward.
In the corporation.
What I mean?
Yeah, I think so. Get your feet wet with personal. I think so. I'm just
to make sure that's right for you.
Yeah.
Hey, you might get into it and be like, oh my God, this is a lot of bullshit. Like, I don't want this. This is not my lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could happen.
100%.
So don't stall out. I would say just move forward and do it.
And running a corporation is a very expensive thing too. Just naturally, accountings are like doing an accountant to do your year end on a corporation. It's like 3 or 4 times, maybe even more, 4 to 5 times the cost of personal, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of different expenditures and the rates, right?
Yeah.
If you can't if you're going to get into a B bank because obviously the corporation has to have some sort of income and it's not because it's a holdings, then you're going to be into B bank. So 5% interest rates right now, I would imagine 4.5 to 5. So Mind you, no risk, liability is very limited, but yeah.
But
like you said, don't let it hold you back.
Yeah, but at the same time with the risk and liability, like as long as you're doing everything properly, you're not going to have really any
1,000%, yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that have tons of rental properties.
100%.
So as long as you follow the rules and
the only thing for sorry buddy,
Yeah.
I'll cut you off, but long-term planning, corporation's always going to win.
For sure.
Because family gets involved. Yeah, you know, number one, getting married is kind of scary too today. Like when I married my wife, we had absolutely zero, like negative, never mind positive. So we built everything together.
Sure.
But I mean, ultimately now, if you're, let's say she's 23, by the time she's 30, she gets, I don't know, she gets married or whatever it is, and she's got like 5 or 6 properties in her personal name.
Yeah.
You know, and she gets married. Like, mind you, that you would sign a prenuptial agreement and whatnot, but it's dangerous, right? If you get in corporations, you can shell.
Yeah.
You can keep moving them around, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but I also think that again, like don't let it stall you out.
No.
Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, I'm just
complicated. And if you
complicated.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna go out and buy 1 or 2 more properties right now,
100%.
I would say go ahead and buy those properties and don't think about it. Right.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you can always roll them back in, right?
Yeah.
So go just one more point on this future. So let's say I want my goal is to hand these kids off a $10 million holding corp. That's my goal, and I think it's doable. Way doable.
Oh, for sure.
We're like at 4.5 now. Yeah. So I mean, so let's say we give them a $10 million holding corp. I don't want them to sell the properties. I don't want them to do anything with that. So let's say that that's basically they become a director of this company. And they draw an income out of it. Mm-hmm. So let's just say to live, you need a great lifestyle, not like too crazy, but let's say it's 150 to 200 grand. So they can draw a salary of 200 grand each. Let's call it my son and my daughter, and that's it. Keep the holding corp intact.
Yeah.
So it's
keep the assets.
So keep the assets and just giving you money. No point in selling it off and you have $10 million in the bank. Imagine after taxes is probably zero. But I mean. Let's say there's $10 million in the bank. What are you gonna do with all the money? It doesn't make sense. You better just milk it slowly. Have the cow keep giving you milk daily.
I agree.
Don't slaughter it and have one feast, and then there's nothing to eat the next day.
Look, like I agree with you, and I'll put it in a little bit of a fun and different context. Okay.
not the slaughtering of a cow.
No. I'll put it in a fun context. Okay. Like, look, I want to get this crazy ass car. Like, there's a crazy ass car. Like, I want either like a Lamborghini or something like that. Like one of these days, right? Like I'm gonna get it. Like. For me to go out and pay cash for this vehicle, okay, Ferrari or
what Chris Harris says, Lamborghinis are for the people that can't drive cars.
I may be in that category. There's a couple of them out there that I think that look like absolutely sick.
No, they're outstanding. But my wife loves them too.
Yeah, but look, my point is this, right? Like you're gonna take your 200K, like a used one, I won't buy a new one. So
fair enough. Yeah,
you're gonna take your 200K and you're gonna put it into a Lamborghini. Like to me, it doesn't make any sense, right?
Unless you make YouTube videos.
You could still do the YouTube videos, but check this out, right? Like you take your 200K and you lend out the money.
Fair enough.
You lend out the money, and what are you going to get back on this money? Like at least $2,500 a month. Yeah, take that $2,500 a month and pay the payment. You're getting a free car.
There's the milking.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, but my dad is an old man, but like I try to explain to him in a different way. Like I mean, he's basically at the very end of his life, I would say. But the thing is that
a furnace at the end of his life cycle.
Yeah, it's typical life expectancy is like it's reaching it, right? But the thing is that they had a different mentality about how money is. The idea was to accumulate money. But I told him that's incorrect. Yeah. What you have to do is you have to know how money works. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like what to do with it. So of course you have to get money, but when you get money, you have to know what to do with the money. So if you just stash it into a bank account, like 20 years ago versus right now, that money is worth like what, half? If not even. Yeah. Like put it this way, like I think in Oshawa back in like 20 years ago or something like that, you could have bought a townhouse for like 150K. That townhouse today is minimum $350,000. So your money is not even worth half of what it was worth 20 years ago. Yeah. So but the thing is that they have this idea that they have all this money, but it's depreciating all the time. So you have to know what to do with it.
But so going back to that, like my dad's an immigrant to Canada and the whole thing. These guys saw a different time than us. Yeah. In their mind, like my dad was post-war, so it was actually better than his brothers but it was grim. Like I'm intermittent fasting now, so I don't eat for 16 hours. Yeah. That was normal for them.
Yeah.
They wouldn't eat
that
for
wasn't
20
a choice.
hours. They would eat. They had a 4-hour window to eat because that was the only food available.
Yeah.
That's why Europeans were always thin and probably still are in some parts of it, right?
Yeah.
So like that. So even from my dad's situation, so Jorge, he did well. He was a framer. He had his own business. He had his own employees. So he banked. He did well. He always had the best house out of his friends, the best cars. Like and always paid cash. Like But the money, whatever he had, he just stuck it in an account, right? And for him, it was just the blanket of security because they don't know if when World War III is coming. Like their mind is geared different.
Yeah.
We grew up in such an amazing time. Like I was born in '81, so I'm an elder millennial. I think I'm like right in the border. But dude, everything was amazing. Like I grew up, it was just, it was a happy time. My dad paid off his mortgage. He was mortgage free. There was good times at home. All I saw was like just like prosperity. My brother, on the other hand, he was of course born 8 years prior, and my parents just got married, right? And a couple of years later, they had my brother, the mortgage. The work wasn't really good. There was a little bit of a recession. Didn't speak the language. It was a different time. So if you put me and my brother in the room together, it looks like we're from different families. But that's what he
different
saw.
Mentality.
He saw like poverty and this whole different lifestyle, and I saw prosperity. So and it reflects our lives. Like my brother's more like scared to spend money in the sense, right? Like he won't invest. But for me, on the other hand, it's like,
this is what you got to do.
It's like I got 100. I'm gonna I'll throw 80. I just need 20 to live to get by. It's two different things, right? Like I know it's just tough, man. You gotta disrespect these guys too.
To a certain point, To a certain point,
you can't break that donkey, man. That's it for life. It's gonna just
Well, it is what it is, right? Like, and all of our situations make us who we are.
100%. Yeah.
Cool.
Very good.
Right.
And this puppy.
This is it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. End it, buddy. Let's do it.
All right.
High Kabani energy.
All right, guys. This was East Meets West. If you guys have any questions, send them in to us. We love getting the questions. I'm going to really try to get my accountant in here for next week. So if you guys have tax-related questions, that would be great too. That's it for us.
Awesome, guys. Have an amazing day. Please subscribe and send us some messages. That'd be great. All the best, guys.
All right, guys.
Ciao.
Take care.
Ciao.